All right, so we're back here on the floors on the 79 Z28. I'm gonna try and make, I think, just this panel for today, so I'm gonna need the front panel. I don't know, I probably should do the whole floor, but I'm just gonna do it in patches. This is gonna be a little driver toy for me, so I'm gonna cut this. All this looks pretty crusty here. This looks pretty safe up here, so I'll probably cut it along there. Cut it along here. Looks good up here, so maybe there, right up to there, and back across here is what I'm thinking. And just replace this whole panel. We don't need to make it exactly like they had it. There are some lines that run through here, so we'll have to put that back in, this little indent area here. But yeah, I'm gonna clean up a spot around it first to make sure it's solid metal that I can weld to, and then I'll cut out from there. Alright, so there's our one floor pan. We got our trim back to where it's relatively solid metal. I'm going to clean it up some more. Got to always be careful, look underneath, make sure you're not hitting any of these brake lines or gas lines. Yeah. Back here, along the edge here is pretty rough. I think back into the torque boxes underneath look pretty good. Now, this is all from animal feces and urine, and unbelievable what they can do. They were even up in here. I had to see all the seeds. I had to pull everything out of there. Yeah, it's pretty crazy what they can do when you let the car sit for a while. So I'm going to make a template off of this one and weld it back in there, I think. Well, a template as close as possible to that one. It doesn't have to be perfect, just something similar so the seat sits back in relatively the same, I guess. Yeah. Alright, so I cut a panel a little oversized to what I need, and I put it in my anvil, bent it up a bit. I don't have a box brake or a pan brake, so I'm gonna have to compromise here a bit and figure something else out. But I made this, yeah, just out of an old tank and some. This is a Gene Winfield invention. Pipe anvil works really well. Anyway, I got a bit of a bend on it. I'm going to put it in a brake. Try to get a sharper bend, bring it up. Got this little Princess Auto brake. It seemed to be the trick for what I need. Looks pretty good for what it is. Just pull up on the handle. Your desired bend or break, I guess. Over bend it a little because it's always easier to bend it back as you're going to tack it in, I guess. So that's kind of what I got right now. So I got a bit of a roll in it, a bit of a break in it. So I'm trying to, copy this here, because I don't have a press or anything to make this panel. So that's what I'm going to try to go with. I'm going to try to do this other side here now. Bend this. I got a line here. I'm going to bend this side up. And the sides, I guess I'm going to have to try to cut it and bring the sides up, because it's not going to work because I don't have a pan brake, like I said. So I'm going to cut them, force them up somehow, because I won't be able to get it in my brake or the thing because the sides will be bent. But I can bend it up over an edge of something or whatever. So, all right. So what I've done is measured in, I think, the sides that I need. Made some slits. I'm going to bend these up to make my pan, and then I can either cut these off or fold them in and weld them. what I'm going to do, I have this piece of angle here. I'm going to cut it to size to fit in here, clamp it to my table, and then use it as a brake to bend this up to get a nicer bend than I would just if I did it by hand. So, all right, something like that. So I'm gonna bend that up. It's got a bit of a curve here. I'm gonna straight. Yeah, I should have bent this sides before that, but I guess did a little backwards. I wanted to bead roll it too. I'm not going to be able to now because of the bends in it, but it would have been nice with a bead roll. Yeah, a little something like that. A little bit of distortion here I could bang out when I weld in, but just got to make whatever you can work, right? I don't have a pan or a box brake, like I said, so just going to continue this to the other side, and then we'll test fit it in the car. Yeah, so grab it. So I'll, bend these in and out as I need to. Putting it in the car, I'll just weld those seams up, and hammer it all in nice and tight before you weld, and then push on it and weld as you go. But that's basically the floor pan for that side. Let's see if I doubt it's going to fit first try, but I still got to take the seat belt out. That's definitely going to be in the way. You can see even, look at the corrosion on that. Like these animals, I tell you. Worst thing you can do, let your car sit. So, yeah, this has to come out because it's hitting. I could trim it away, I guess, but it's hitting there. Torque boxes or whatever those are, it's hitting there, so I might have to bend here. Might have to bend this, break this a little more here, but it's not too bad. For the first try, it'll go in there. Like I said, I'll bang it in. You press it in tight, and you definitely gotta trim this corner back or take the seat belt out and fix it there. It's definitely gonna work. Yeah, and it is hitting. Maybe it's just hitting this flap here. I'll try to trim that flap back. So yeah, it's that one corner was hitting the torque box. I'm gonna straighten it back out. I'm gonna break it in a little further to try to miss that box. It should help. I trimmed off a piece for the seat belt here, but let's see. All right, so that's basically the floor pan. I'm gonna weld it to here all the way across, banging it with the hammer as I go. Those will be forced out and welded in and sliced if necessary. Same with here. I'll get this all in first, and then I can stretch this side down and cut it in around these little notches and stuff. And I'm gonna put little I didn't want to get rid of the factory bolt hole, so I'm just gonna put little patches in around those. Probably just skim it with something, but that will be the new floor. 16 gauge, so it's nice and thick, hard to deal with. But yeah, I should have bead rolled it, I guess, but it's gonna be fine. I might put a angle iron around the lip of that, give it something stronger to, or just something else to something stronger to grip to. But even if I don't, that'll be fine. That'll just sit in there like it's just plain Jane, but it's a floor pan. So that's all we really need. And then I don't have a welding helmet. My welding helmet broke. So I got one on order. It's on its way. So I'll have to start welding that once the welding helmet comes in. But that's the floor plan for today. Hoping to make the rest of them this week. Up there, you can see, but it's get a flashlight. Car runs pretty good. It's got a transmission leak I'll have to try to fix, but yeah, you can see up there the toe board. It's pretty crusty just right there though. Nothing serious. I'll probably cut it up and take a good chunk out of it. And then I'll replace, it looks, I think it's probably pretty thin. I might need to replace this whole thing too, but we'll see. Like I said, it's just going to be a driver, so not a big deal. The rockers are really good on it. Back here, along there is all pretty crusty, and then there's a hole. There was a big mouse nest there. Same with the other side. It's so weird, but yeah, it shouldn't take too long to get this side fixed, and then we'll start the other side. Anyway, that's it until I get my welding helmet. Could make some more panels, but I want to do one at a time. Get it all. Then I can come in here and I can sit on that while I'm working back there, and that'll be nice and solid to sit on. So, all right, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all that business, and I hope everybody's doing well. So I got my welding helmet. Just came in as I ended the other video. I reconfigured the pan a bit. I'm gonna put the flaps on the inside so I can trim them back accordingly and make them fit better. So I think this is gonna work a lot better this way. So I'm gonna start tacking. I'm gonna start tacking it up back here, and then I'm gonna stretch the pan down accordingly with a hammer, pushing it with a third arm or some sort of leverage, and then tacking it with a hammer, or shaping it with a hammer as I weld along. I think it should work pretty good. So let's give that a try. Alright, so I got a few tacks put on there. So this thing is basically in place, man. And you can see, now that that's held, I can push on this and manipulate it to, see, wherever you want. You hold it, tack it, let go, and it will stay. Same on both sides. Push it down as you go, and tack it, trim off some if you need to, and just keep following along. Seems to work pretty good that way. Yeah. So I'm just going to continue around with this a little bit here. We'll see how she goes. So you can see how it's starting to come along. As I tack it, hammer it around that corner, it's turning out pretty good. I'm gonna weld this seam now closed. No, actually, yeah, I can weld that. I'll probably weld that at the end. Actually, I'm gonna tap this along more so it gives it more room to flex. But it's coming along pretty good. I wish I had a tripod I could show you some of it, but this is how she goes right now. But you can see, if you push on this, if you really push, oops. So if you start pushing on these panels, you can see they go right in. You hold them, weld them. You can see that, but yeah. Anyway, you hold them, tack them, and then hammer them, form the metal with the hammer in place, and it seems to follow right along pretty nicely. Alright, so I've been tacking it as I go along. I miscalculated on this corner, obviously, but just a little sliver, I'll weld a patch in there. Yeah, so like I said, you form it as you go, banging it and hammering it around, and it would have looked nicer with some bead rolls in it, obviously. But same thing on the front here. I'll just you know, as you're welding it, you push it down, hit it here. You can see how it's forming there. Tack it, form it, tack it, form it as you go, and it'll come along pretty nicely. It's amazing what you can do with metal, but you do need a tack. You need something to hold it in place as you're banging it and forming it. But I think it doesn't look I don't think it looks too bad for what just a quick patch. Definitely solid. I did have some good metal to weld to, which I was thankful for. I wasn't sure there, but I'll go around this with 1,000, 2,000 more tacks, and then just seam seal it. Go on the underside and seam seal it probably, and just oil spray the crap out of it. Probably throw some paint under it first. Yeah, but it's coming. I'm going to do some more. I'm going to bang the front down there. If I had a tripod, yeah, it'd be easier to show you, but I'm sure you get the drift of what I'm saying. All right, so that's the pan. You can see how it, you know, went in tight everywhere. I got to do a little patch there, but otherwise it went fairly smooth. I'm going to bang this around a bit just to shape it a little more now that it's in there, but I think it went pretty good. It's definitely solid. So I'm happy about that. So now I have to continue on to the back and the front, obviously, but no, it went really well. I will paint the bottom. I'll probably paint this too, but I'm going to not paint, you know, just spray bomb it just to stop it from rusting, do a little primer on it and paint, and then seam seal and all that stuff, and probably even I thought about maybe just fiberglassing it in actually, but I don't know, we'll see. But I'm definitely going to seal the bottom in, stop it from doing that again. And then these little spots around there, like I'm just going to do some sheet metal around them. Like I said, I didn't want to get rid of the mounts for the seats, and it's solid. It's just a little decay there from all the raccoon or mouse or whatever pee and urine was in here. So it turned out pretty good. Can't complain for, you know, what, it didn't even take me an hour probably, but I'm happy with it. So anyway, that's the video for today. I am going to do some other videos. Hopefully you guys like them. If you comment, I will try to do bead rolls in the other ones. I just think it would have looked a lot nicer, even though it's going to be carpeted over. It doesn't really matter. And it does have a lot of strength in it, like I said. So the bead rolls were just aesthetics, I guess. But super happy with that. Yeah, so again, hope everybody's doing well out there. And I know winter's coming, and we've been very fortunate here in Ontario where I am. We haven't had any snow. We haven't had anything. It's been really really mild so far, so I'm kind of hoping it stays that way, because I'm not a big fan of the getting snowed in, because we do get pretty good snow here in Ontario. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well, and comment, like, subscribe, all that good business if you like. And awesome, have a good one.